In today's journey, adventuring a massive agricultural research complex. This research facility, which runs through the modern and contemporary history of agricultural research in Korea, began in 1915 as a ranch of raising horses, and in 1929, the ranch was upsold into a new national facility for agricultural research. This property was turned into a very comprehensive facility which won for breeding and researching livestock breeds, including cattle, horse, pigs, and poultry, as well as feed research facilities, and many more, built from the 1960s to the 1980s. 100 years later, the research complex, which covers approximately 73 acres, was relocated to another area in 2015 as part of a regional balanced development plan, and most of the facilities were completely vacated, but many of which are still standing. This site was originally planned to be a large apartment complex as customary in Korea. However, during the development process, a large number of artifacts from the before the Bronze Age were excavated, which hindered the development. Eventually, the state designated some of the 1960s building in the facility as excellent architectural assets, and is currently seeking preservation and utilization plan. Now, join me as I explore these massive facilities to see what remains inside. Oh, it's very slippery. You could see this land was originally parking lot and road which connected to the administration building actually. But at this point it's just kind of wasteland. They piled up dirt. I'm guessing that antiquities were excavated here. The first thing that greets us is the administrative building, but it's also served as a laboratory. Kind of pops up well, without vandals, just cool. If I come to the abandoned place and see it without vandalism, I'm especially excited because obviously intact building is different from them and always gives me the new we got a little vandals here. Alright, we made it over. Good, it was easier than I thought. Now we're checking out ground floor first, but almost empty I think. I'm gonna be here for a while. Hope you guys are ready for a bit of longer video. Probably I gotta split the video into two parts. Kind of guest room. I got a pretty big room. this noise? Looks like someone is operating heavy equipment on this campus. Look at that football field, the super overgrown. Now that's upstairs. Got a bunch of cable. They use this room as a server room, I guess. Very pristine abandoned building, like of vandals or attacks. This hallways has a lot of drop ceiling. This seems to have renovation. Department head's room. Pretty spacious. Almost empty so far. Even the lights are gone. There are no stuff or experimental equipment that could be job dropped though. But you could tell the devastated atmosphere purely. There's no vandals or graffiti, and it is also the thing we wanted the most. There's a low-key sound of breaking up something. What's going on out there? It must be kind of demolition site. I think that's to be covered in construction workers. But I don't know how many people. Tiny boiler room. Okay, let's keeping up. This is definitely like a late 70s building. The position of the radiator and the pillars around them show the characteristics of Korea's architecture in the 1970s. But there's a whole bunch of sandwich panel has changed the original structure of this building. As the time changed and the way of research would have changed, they would have needed repurpose, but still kind of cool. Oh man, the pattern of the feather is beautiful, but it's a shame. Alright, I found auditorium. Oh, this is cool. Pre-vintage and raw sink. Made it for stone. It's not a very grand. Some debris of cable box left behind. The texture of the curtain remain a good condition. Okay, let's go down the first floor. What the heck? I didn't notice that the site was opened. Still, it would have been better to try another one with the fence, since it wouldn't be noticed easily. Let's not be too risky over there. Even as I ran off the building, some bird seems to shout at workers, "Hey, hey, there's an intruder here!" Something funny though. Anyway, I'm trying to get in another building. Some of the asphalt here are peeled off for redevelopment. Wow, I really like this place even though there are no laboratory equipment left anymore. These pipes are so retro looking. I'm getting to other lab, but everything is ripped out. Sink, tables, autoclaves, and some sort of equipment. Emergency shower station. It also looks same. Milk processing lab. Oh, this looks like refrigerator room. You could see various outlets on the workbench. Basically, the laboratory is installed in various specifications to use various analytical equipment. This one is America and this one is Korea. This is more intact than the main building, nothing interesting. Unfortunately, about a year later, when I visited this lab again, it was no longer pristine. A severe vandalism was attacking the building, and many windows were broken. Okay, now I'm moving from the main parking lot to the public relation hall. Holy cow, look at these wisterias. Just absolutely engulf this area. Of course, in spring, it would have been full of fragrant purple flowers, but in winter, it's just a wasteland. They will swallow the entire building if time allows it. This octagonal shaped building is sealed off, but it's gonna be completely empty, so let's glimpse lobby only. Trying to be walk carefully. There's a lot of little. Looks like some building have been already demolished. Pretty sus. Alright, I'm gonna pop into another building. Got a control room with sacks of junk. This is a panel for a greenhouse environment controller. In particular, greenhouse can sensitively control the environment by controlling humidity, temperature, ventilation, and shading. Also, when the atmosphere is stagnant, the cuticle layer of the plant's leaves is trapped in the stagnant air, which inhibits transpiration and adversely affects photosynthesis. That is why there are so many different ventilation fan control devices. Here's a pretty much metered out of once. Oh, one of the greenhouse was gutted. This place had mainly studied the effects of the atmospheric methane and nitrous oxide on the global warming, I guess. could tell that trees are lined up. These trees are Korean cherry blossoms, and they will be a very speculated sight in the spring. I'm familiar with plants and dendrology, so I can easily identify which plants they are, so I often imagine how the place I explore will change with seasons. It's pretty interesting, so I recommend you guys to learn a little bit about plants too, because it's help you make interesting guesses. Here's the greenhouse. Letting that inside, we'll really clear this out. Bedding tables are gone. It could even contain the food crops, some sort of wheat, corn, and barley, not fruit trees. Because it was a place where food crops with varieties and feed research were also conducted. Alright, let's check out these things. They are like fall around or something. Yep, this is the incubation room. Man, there's a ton of egg carton attached to this room. It's weird. Oh, look at this cock artwork. It was probably a room where chicks were temporarily breed. Wow, bunch of hatching machine here. 24-hour running. Colorful racks. Eggs would be attached here, and after 21 days, the chicks would have filled this machine entirely. Pretty sick. I think there's used to be 2 sets of machines in this room, but the rest of the one is gone. Oh man, take a look at this manhole, reclaimed by nature. That manhole will make a pretty comfortable home for trees for sure. You're not passing a meat chicken farm. So this is a barn designated as a future heritage building. It was built in the 1960s, and there seems to be a reason why it was judged to have high preservation value. Hopefully I find something cool inside. Red brick structure is kind of nice. This looks a little more modern than other one. Oh no, it's not gonna open it. I'm gonna try to find another way. Okay, I made it. It's still got a 60s vibe. Bunch of cage left behind. It's pretty tiny, so it must have been like a cramped prison. Wow, dude. In my opinion, it's Sigma condition, so it won't take extreme amounts of money to restore it. Plus, remodeling should be avoided to preserve the original condition as much as possible. There's a lot of fall around dotted with this area, but there won't be enough time to try everything. Coming up in part 2, I venture into some of the interesting areas yet explored, including the veterinary hospital, another research building, a barn, silo, and a feed mill, and more. I hope you don't miss it, so stay tuned.